Hey everyone, we wanted to talk to you guys today about rifles and mainly carbon fiber barrels versus steel barreled rifles. Not specifically what brand, caliber, any of that. We'll maybe talk about those things in different videos, but I think it's important. We get a lot of guys coming in the store, a lot of guys asking questions. Carbon fiber has become a super big selling item. There's a lot of cost involved, which is I think what brings up the point to a lot of customers, a lot of people trying to make the decision which way they want to go. The average cost of a carbon fiber barrel, you're looking at about $1,000 more average on a standard rifle, across the board, pretty similar. So want to discuss some of the key differences between the two, although they're both great for their own reasons, but maybe discuss some differences that maybe you guys are not aware of that will help you guys decide before buying your next hunting rifle, which way is best for you. And maybe when you come in here, we do carry both options, sell both, but maybe it'll just help narrow it down. So one of the biggest things, obviously, like I said, starts with cost. If it wasn't a cost difference, I think everybody would buy carbon fiber, right? We know it's about $1,000 more, so that does make people stop and think about it. So I'm going to give you some of the characteristics of carbon, because clearly that's the focus of it. Carbon, as an average whole, is about a half to a pound lighter on average than a steel barrel gun. Now, this gun here, it has some pretty serious fluting, so a lot of steel barrel guns will flute to cut down weight. So in that case, you might only be a half a pound. In a standard barrel, you're going to be more in the pound range. So weight is a big key factor, obviously. And when I say weight, obviously comes down, like in today's world in backcountry hunting, if you cut a pound off of the weight of a rifle, I've done it myself, it is a massive difference in the backcountry. It's hard to tell until you're carrying it, or if a buddy has one and you don't, and I've done that, and it makes a big difference. So that pound does make a big difference when you're hiking in the backcountry. Again, that's something you got to decide. That is one of the key factors. One of the biggest factors, I think, weight I know is put up there, but what I think is carbon fiber is stiffer than steel and more structurally sound than steel, and that's one of the biggest things for me. In carbon fiber, you have a lot bigger barrel, clearly. What it's doing is it's basically simulating a steel bull barrel in the way that it shoots and handles without the weight of a bull steel barrel, which clearly would weigh several pounds more. So you're getting the advantage of a shootability of a bull barrel without the weight, and you're still a little bit lighter than a standard steel barrel. So when I say talk about stiffness, it's about the whip in the barrel, the vibration in the barrel. So when you're shooting a gun under slow motion to camera, you will actually see barrel whip and vibration, which can lead to accuracy issues. So you are getting more stability in a carbon barrel, which to me equates out to a more accurate shooting rifle without the weight in a heavy gun. Like a heavy bull barrel bench gun shoots really accurate, but it's really heavy, and who wants to pack that around? So that's the biggest thing. Suppressors is a big one. When I bring that up, because when you add the suppressor to an end of a barrel, steel barrel, carbon barrel, doesn't matter, it is adding weight to the end of the barrel, which does create more whip in the barrel. So it's really cool. If you have the opportunity to go find it or video online, I'm sure they're there, and look at it in slow motion. It is actually insane to see a steel or a carbon barrel actually wave in slow motion, which is, to me, when I first seen it, blew me away. So when you add a silencer, on the end of this gun, again, it's going to create whip. Now, if that whip is too great or whatever, it creates inaccuracies. It's that simple. So having a stiffer barrel, having a carbon fiber barrel by itself is going to be stiffer. Adding a suppressor, to me, having that stiffness advantage is going to lessen the odds of that suppressor creating too much barrel whip and creating inaccuracies in your shot. I know we've been asked, because a lot of people don't know, on a carbon fiber barrel, it is a wrapped carbon on a stainless steel barrel. They machine it down, so there is a stainless steel barrel fluted, inside of the carbon fiber. It's just really thin, so it's really too thin to shoot a bullet by itself, but when they carbon wrap it, clearly gives it the integrity it needs. Probably another good advantage, and probably one of the last key things about carbon, is because it's carbon, it does dissipate heat weight faster. So if you're shooting a rifle, ever sighting in a rifle, breaking in a rifle, you can do about 3 shots. That barrel's super hot, right? You can't touch it. You got to let it cool down. You got to do all those things to it. Carbon clearly does not retain heat because there's just a small stainless liner inside wrapped with carbon, which pulls the heat out. So that barrel's never going to get hot like a steel barrel. You're never going to have that, oh man, it's so hot. It cools way quicker. So you can shoot bullets in bigger intervals. You can shoot 5-shot, 6-shot groups, way less time letting the gun sit and cool down. So that is probably the least advantage. Obviously not as big a deal, but really those are the key things and the key differences between the two. Like I said, there is a cost that comes with it. Again, to go over quick, the weight is a key factor. Half a pound to a pound a lot of deals. Stiffness is so huge. It is a stainless steel barrel, essentially, still inside a wrap carbon. So those are pretty much it. Those are the key things. You know, hopefully those few key things will help you guys decide which way to go. Maybe it is worth the extra $1,000. Maybe it's not. You have to decide that. I've switched to carbon. Like I said, I love it. It shoots. I feel the recoil's less. I really believe it's a better shooting gun and more accurate. But again, it's $1,000 on average, so you got to make that decision. But that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Look forward to doing more videos. We'll see you next time.